So a while ago, we spoke about how Smokey Robinson is being sued for sexual assault and battery by his former employees. There are a couple of his employees from the past, house workers and things like that, and they say that you know, he did things to them without their consent, and that oh, whoops, wrong button, and they want payment. And so we spoke about it a little while ago, and some new stuff happened. And so, oh man, Instagram is doing the most. Um, and so from the Shade Room has an update. It says Smokey Robinson countersues accusers in $500 million defamation lawsuit. I'm gonna say that number one more again. That is 500 $500 million, meaning that Smokey Robinson is suing them for $500 million for defamation of character. Now, I just want to read uh, what this says here in the caption. It says on Wednesday, that's yesterday, Smokey Robinson filed a defamation lawsuit against four former housekeepers who accused him of SA and other things earlier this month. Robinson's lawyer also filed a motion in Los Angeles Superior Court to dismiss the claims against him, arguing that they were filed under false names. What? The complaint filed against Robinson follows after four employees identified as Jane Doe's alleged that he repeatedly SA'd them at his home. Robinson's wife is also accused of not taking action to prevent the alleged actions. In response, Robinson's lawyers have described the accuser's $50 million lawsuit as an, quote, extortionate plan in a cross complaint alleging that the women committed elder abuse, civil conspiracy, and caused emotional distress. I'm gonna give y'all a minute to react before I say what I think. Oh, Dave already in here. Dave says, "Yeah, I love the countersuing, especially if it was some BS. Take everything." Dash says, "Smokey, please." Yeah, Dave. I don't think this is. Well, let me react to you first, Dave. These women detailed. I don't know if you saw our episode where we broke it down, but these women have detailed several things that Smokey and his wife did. It seems that these women were people who came from other countries, and they say that Smokey Robinson held things over their head if they did not do what he wanted. For example, he would stop them from getting their legal paperwork. He would have them kicked out the country, et cetera, et cetera. And so there were four workers over a period of time that it seems that he was doing this to. Also, I know right now it seems that everyone and their mother is being accused of SA, but it doesn't mean that it's not true. And so um, that's number one. These are women who it seems like were taken advantage of. And let's remember the statistics that most women, I don't know the number off the top of my head, but we can look it up. Most women who speak about SA, it is true. It has been proven that there's a large statistic, and if y'all want, I can look it up. But there's a large statistic of women who speak up, and it is true. Now I know that the women who speak up and it is not true often get um, pushed in the media and spoken about and made it seem kind of like, oh, you see, everybody be lying. But actually, it's quite the opposite. Most of the time, when women speak up about these things, it is true. So I'm more inclined to believe people who say this until it's proven untrue. Um, Maybe that's because I'm a feminist. Maybe because I understand how hard it is for people to speak up about these things. I know that right now it seems like it's easy and everyone is doing it. But I also don't think that means that it's not true. I just think that the current climate has made women feel more safe and less worried about speaking up. Does that mean every single woman is telling the truth? No, there will always be people who lie, who exaggerate, etc. But I'm more inclined to believe women, especially you got to think about what we're talking about, right? We're talking about women in this situation specifically, women who were not from this country, women who didn't really know the laws, probably, right? Like, I mean, I remember growing up as a kid, my grandmother, who came from DR, and did everything right. She had all her legal paperwork. There were still certain laws and things that she didn't understand, and they didn't really know. She didn't really know. Um, and so I can understand how someone who's not from this country may not understand the full extent of the law or really truly understand what their rights are once they are here. Um, Dash says, I think they didn't detail the parts about his wife, plus their undocumented status. I'd be more skeptical. They said that his wife, they did have details about his wife in the lawsuit. They said that his wife would mistreat them if Smokey didn't, quote, get what he wanted from them. They said that the wife would mistreat them, withholding payment and like giving them harsher duties. And also, damn, there was something else, giving them harsher duties, scold them. I can't remember the third thing, but they had a third thing they listed that Smokey Robinson's wife did do to them when quote Smokey Robinson didn't get his way. Uh, and so because they say there were times when they tried to, you know, not fight back physically, but deny him of the goods. Let's say. I'm trying to be cautious how I word things because of YouTube. Dash says, "Yup, I'm inclined to believe all of that." Yeah, I don't think this is. I think this case is pretty clear. I don't think Smokey Robinson is an angel. I don't think anybody in the music industry is an angel. I think we all have seen, and I said this when we spoke about the Smokey Robinson case the first time. I think we all have seen that there are lots of people in this country who gain power and abuse power. And I don't think that changes regardless of the age. I understand that some of these allegations were happening when Smokey Robinson was in his 60s, but that don't mean somebody can't be 60 and be a nasty person, a gross person. Now, what I will say about this countersuit is, dog, $500 million. You know these four women do not have $500 million. And what make you throw that number out there? $500 million is ridiculous. Smokey Robinson, please cut it out. And come on, elder abuse now and all of this stuff. Let me go back to the caption here. What Smokey's thing say? He's saying the women committed elder abuse, civil conspiracy, and caused emotional distress. This right here looked like I am trying really hard not to lose what I have. That's what that looked like. It looked like Smokey, who's still touring and putting out music because he dropped an album like a year ago called Gasms, which we spoke about, and that's a wild album. But anyway, Smokey is still touring and putting out music. It looked like Smokey is trying to hold on to what he has left. It looked like Smokey does not want to lose what he has left. But $500 million, Smokey, get the fuck out of here. $500 million. Who you suing? You suing Elon Musk? You suing Diddy? Are you suing Universal Music Group? Like, dog, come on. Dash says he should have settled. Yeah, like, come on, dog. It's crazy. It's crazy that you're gonna try to countersue for 500 mil. And to me, that number makes it sound like you're not even serious. You're not even serious because to say $500 million when we're talking about a group of people who don't really have bread, it doesn't make any sense. Excuse me, it doesn't make any sense. It's like me suing you, Dave, and saying, "Yeah, Dave, give me 500 mil," or me suing Dash and saying, "Oh, weeknights didn't go as planned. Dash bailed on me. I'm suing her. $500 million." Why would Dash have $500 million? Even if I sue Dash and her family, why are we expecting Dash and her family to have $500 million? Well, with a number like that, it's to put fear in them, Dave says. It's ridiculous. It's hyperbole. And I'm a fan of hyperbole in certain instances. But $500 million, these women do not have $500 million. Ew. What up, Chris? Chris made it to the live. Yeah. He said, yesterday I was too late. And today my ass is here. Thank you, Chris. I appreciate you for being here. And of course, Dave, thank you once again. Yeah, $500 million. These women don't have $500 million. Most groups of four people do not have $500 million. Also, it sounds to me like he might need new lawyers because one of the things that is said there is that they filed their court case under the wrong names. Sir, Jane Doe is not a wrong name. It's a way for people to remain anonymous in the public eye to avoid public scrutiny. So no, filing under Jane Doe does not make it. Does not mean you filed under the wrong name. Dash says even 500,000 would have been egregious. Yeah, we're talking about people who don't have money, right? Like they're his former workers. They're just regular Joes. Regular Joes don't have half a mil or 500 mil between the four of them. Listen, I'm pretty sure all of us who are here right now, if they put us together, we don't have $500 million. I'm sure if YouTube said we're gonna sue everybody who went to JB's live on Thursday and JD for $500 million, we would just laugh and be like, "Yo, dog, what make you think we got $500 million? It's ridiculous. It doesn't make any sense." So I just came up here to laugh at Smokey Robinson and say, "Dog, get the fuck out of here!" Like it doesn't even make sense. It's ridiculous. And now that we got the details from the caption, it became even worse to me because it's like, "Yo, fam, what are you doing? It's ridiculous. Like, come on, dog, cut it out." So yeah, we can move on to the next topic, but I just thought Smokey needed to be aired out. Not till weeknights hits the big one. LOL. Right. Exactly. When we get our Joe Rogan money, you know what I'm saying? Then maybe we'll have 500,000, but we won't have 500 million to just give away. Like, what are you talking about? Anyway, it's just silly stuff. And so I think Smokey Robinson, between that and the way he responded on the show he went on and tried to give an interview on, and it failed, I think Smokey Robinson just making himself look worse and worse, more guilty and more guilty. So yeah, we can move on.